honest, Danny. Obviously, a very good start this season in more ways than one, and you must be really pleased with. I suppose, really, if we're looking back at the cup competition as well, the Carabao Cup and the trophy, 3 wins on the spin.
Yeah, it's been pleasing. It's been a good start. The results have been good for us, obviously, but we still think there's a lot more to come, which is also a positive.
How do you view the game on Saturday in terms of the new players coming in, making the debuts, particularly Devante? He really picked up the pieces, didn't he? Really, and really attacked the back. He's going to be a useful combination, isn't he, up front with that pace and power?
Yeah, definitely. I think all lads who have come in have settled in very quickly. They've come into a good group, which I think always helps. But yeah, Devante's, I think he's shown glimpses already of what he can do, what he's about. And again, I think he's at a great age. He's got a lot of potential, and there's a lot more to come from him.
The balance of the squad looks very good as well, then, in more ways than one, because you've got a lot of versatile players that can double up. How important is that with any team, but in this particular league, in Division 2?
Yeah, it's vital. I think there's that many games. We've been playing a lot of games, Saturday, Tuesdays, so to have players who can play different positions is a big help. You look at our bench at the weekend, and that was extremely strong, which bodes well for the future.
And the boss has always said he always wants, maybe an extra flank player. You've acquired that with Harry McCurdy, but also he can double up, can't he? He can come from midfield, he can play wide, but he can also, break up and go into the slotting position of a striker if necessary.
Yeah, again, it helps. Obviously, these lads who can play different positions. I think Harry's got something different. What we've not got, he's a different type of player, and he's another positive addition to the squad.
Good start from Mark Cullen, but we knew what he's about anyhow. We knew he's got a lot of goals in his locker. From time to time last season, he had 1 or 2 unfortunate injuries, but touch wood for him, he's off to a start, isn't he?
Oh, it's a great start. Yeah, he's a goal scorer, he's a great finisher. He knows how to find the back of the net. So yeah, it's a great start for him. Obviously, for a striker to get 2 first league games of the season, it's good. Hopefully, we can keep him fit, and there's plenty more to come from him.
No time to relax because you're up and running right away again, as you already said. Due to the void we've had in the COVID-19, there's 1 or 2 little problems, but I suppose really the players and yourself, you welcome this, don't you? Game time. You've been a player. It's better to play football and train, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've had that long off. It's good to get back into the routine of it. The games are coming thick and fast now, and it's what the lads enjoy and what we all look forward to. You
want to make progress in all cup competitions, Carabao Cup no more. I mean, possibly the opposition, but you've got to get over the obstacle first of all of Fleetwood. And they've had a good season last season, and again, that's unique in the way they're going to start, but you can't judge the first game, can you?
No, they're a good side, they've got some good players. Obviously, we played them pre-season, so we know a little bit about them, but no, there's going to be another tough test for us. It's one we're looking forward to, but it'll be another good challenge.
How important is it then, maybe, when you go there, in the back of your mind, that it's going to be a one-off game? Because there will be a result, won't there?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Which is good, again, obviously. But like I said, we've done well in the 2 early cup competitions. The lads are fit. So no, they're looking forward to it, and we'll try and get the win again.
And we saw how good you were on penalties, and particularly the goalkeeper in that particular competition, the EFL. So really, there's no real nerves, I would imagine, if it does go that way. Hopefully not, but the players are in good form in taking penalties, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, like I said, it won't go to penalties again. Hopefully, we can do what we need in 90 minutes. But no, we'll prepare for penalties if needed. But we'd like to finish the game in 90 minutes.
The squad are all fit. Obviously, great competition for places. How important is that? I mean, or you tend to juggle the side, or would you go with consistency and say same again? I know you're not going to say too much, but I suppose really consistency is the factor, and I suppose really that's a big factor. But do you look at this game yourself and the boss, and obviously Dave Kevin as well, the assistant manager, and think, yeah, we might just change the system and the pattern and maybe the personnel?
That's obviously down to the manager what personnel we go with, but it's a game we want to win. We're going to put a team out there which we think can win the game, so we'll look forward to that tomorrow.
I suppose really it's not home advantage now because we don't have fans in. I suppose that's an even playing field in more ways than one, Danny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still a strange atmosphere, obviously, being around the games, the real games, the cup games, and there's no fans there. It's strange. It probably does level it out a little bit and take away that home advantage, but no, it's going to be, like I said, it'll be a tough test whether we play them here or away. They're a good team, so it's a big challenge for us.
Can you take anything from the game you played against them and Joey Barton's style of play, or is he going to influence it different, new personnel? Do you feel you've learnt anything from that pre-season game?
Possibly a couple of bits, but I think it's a completely different game. That was obviously just a friendly. Everyone's trying different things in pre-season, different personnel, so no, we won't take too much from that game.
Just touching back to the fact we've got no crowds in, how important is it possibly to get them in, because we're hearing over the weekend that certainly the Premier League possibly won't have any people coming through the door until next year, but this situation here and in the lower leagues possibly going to have fans in. How important factor is that, Danny?
I think it's massive. Everyone wants to come back to the game. The players want the fans back in. The fans want to come to the game. So it's what football's all about. You need fans in the stadium, and we're looking forward to having them back as soon as possible.
You've been a player, of course, and probably not experienced playing in front of, no fans on particularly big games, game days, league games. But can this help certain players? Because, certain players possibly do welcome playing in front of crowds and get the lift. But some players, sometimes, if they're under criticism, it can affect them. So maybe is the focus going to be different, and it can help certain players at this time of the season?
Possibly, but I think if you're a footballer, you want to play in front of crowds. The bigger the crowds, the better. That's why we do it. You get the buzz from the atmosphere. So I'd say for me, the majority of players want the crowds back. They want to play in front of that crowd, and they want the atmosphere of game day.
And the players have responded, obviously, in the pre-season, a short pre-season we've had to have. Has that helped, Danny?
Yeah, I think with lads having so long off, like I said before, everyone's just desperate to get back into it, back into training, back into games. It's been short, we've got plenty of games in now, and we're in the thick of it, so it's all good. Are
you surprised at the players' fitness in terms of, because we've had that, because normally I've had the break, you would have experienced it as a former player. Are you surprised at the level of fitness they've sustained?
Not really, no, because I know what they were doing while they were off. They've all kept themselves in good shape, in good nick. They're good professionals, so they've looked after themselves, so they've come back in great shape, and I think it showed.
But it's good to be back playing again, Danny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great to be back, yeah.